Welcome back, everyone. Week 2 of the NFL season. Are you ready for this, Clinton?
Oh, hell yeah, man. What a week 1 was. Woo!
Right? Oh, man. Week 2 already. It's crazy how fast the football season goes. It feels like just yesterday it started. Here we are, week 2 already. I mean, at least we get an extra week this year. That's kind of cool.
I am so excited. I know the players aren't quite the top tier players aren't quite as excited. The bottom tier guys that are making more money are happy.
Right. Oh man. Well, welcome back, everyone. Montana Boys Fantasy Sports and Card Challenges. I'm Zach, Nelson Cards and Collectibles, here with my guy Clinton from Hero Card Challenges.
What's going on, everybody?
You having a good night or what?
Oh man, I am living the high life. As
right.
We'll find out in a minute. I had a pretty good week 1. Not that it's really that surprising, but It was a good week.
Oh man, there were some good games this week. I was impressed. Some teams looked really good. I was most impressed with the Bengals. I thought they looked great. Burrow looked healthy. He didn't look hesitant like that. I thought that was awesome to see.
Yeah, the Bengals were impressive. I mean, there's a lot of impressive teams this week. That you also had the Saints came out. They looked really good. The Eagles, as much as I hate to say it because I'm a huge Cowboy fan, but the Eagles actually looked really good in week 1. My Cowboys looked good. They didn't pick up the win, but they looked good.
They did. And how about them Cardinals?
Once again, another team that came out really hot. And it'll be interesting to see who's going to maintain it going forward, though, because that's the real question, right? Like it's easy to get hot for 1 week. Another good one. The Oakland Raiders the Las Vegas Raiders ending the week. They came out super slow, but then they just went on fire on the second half on that game. So,
and I've never seen a game where I thought it was over so many times. Not the game ended, and it didn't. And I thought it ended, and it didn't. And then I thought it ended, and then okay, this time it did. Never mind.
It was, I live out in Maryland, and all the people out here are Baltimore fans. I'm a Cowboy fan, and when I sat there and I was around town after that game, and the vibe of just like everyone was exhausted, I'm like, that's how I felt last week on Friday. Like,
right,
such a great game, and everyone else is just super happy that they've got to watch the game if they were not a fan. And then as a fan, you just like a small part of you dies because you really love that team. But at the same time, it was just amazing games. I think there's only one real blowout all weekend, and that was that Packer game. And other than that, everything else was very competitive.
And I was just going to ask, man, biggest disappointment of the week, Packers. Oh, that was bad.
It was, but every team has a bad week. I think there's definitely something to be said about enjoying the offseason a little too much and not putting the work in. And he's coming. But the thing is, that entire team from top to bottom is all vets. So
they are.
If there's anybody that's going to put it together and understand how to build a winning team, it's going to be that team. And I definitely would not be sleeping on them going forward.
Right. And you're talking about Aaron Rodgers. I mean, come on. Don't let it fool you. It was one bad week. He'll be just fine. Don't kid yourself, No. All right, man.
That is so true.
Right.
But are you ready to let the world know just how great week 1 in the fantasy world really was?
Oh yeah, I'll start it off. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Mahomes did good, which I mean, did we really think he wouldn't? I mean, 3 touchdowns passing, a rushing touchdown, 337 yards. I had the multiplier on him, so it gave me 55 points. Henderson wasn't bad. Darrell Henderson, he had 70 yards and a touchdown. I had 1.5 times on him, so that's 23 points. Stephon Diggs, I thought I'd see a little more out of him, but like we said, it's week 1. Don't get too down on it. 9 catches, 69 yards. It's still a lot of touches. It's nine catches. I mean, this is 24 points. And then Godwin, he had a pretty good game. He had a solid game. 9 catches, 105 yards, a touchdown. That's 35 points. So that's really not bad.
Most definitely. Oh yeah, most definitely. Now that was a great flex play because you had Godwin playing out of your flex there. So like the person that you're expecting to kind of to be tailing off the bottom end of it, and he actually put up a really great week.
Right. And I mean, I personally like Godwin over Evans. I think they're both great. Don't get me wrong, but I think Godwin's is a better talent. So to me, it was like when I saw him come up, it's like, all right, I've got to fit him in somewhere because Brady likes him. Brady likes throwing to him.
Well, and when you get, I mean, that's the great thing about how we're doing this stuff. But you were able to put a wide receiver one into your flex spot.
Right.
You can't ever complain about that.
Exactly. And so that worked out pretty perfect. Didn't work out in the end. I'll let you explain that part. All right. I'll let you have the honors since week one. You take it.
Absolutely. With pride. And with that said, my team came in really clutch this week. My running backs did absolutely nothing. Like I had a total of about 20 points on my running backs combined. It was really tough week in the backfield, but to make up for it, I put 3 wide receivers in just like you did, 2 at the wide receiver spots, 1 sitting there in the flex. Tyreek Hill, 11 receptions, 197 yards, and a touchdown. No one should be surprised. He is wide receiver 1 for pretty much every league in the world.
Right.
And he put up 55 points after his multiplier for me as well. Follow that up, DeAndre Hopkins, 6 receptions, 83 yards, 2 touchdowns, 39 points after his multiplier. And then I intentionally went with, I did actually put like a wide receiver 2 to flex guy into my flex spot, and that was Jalen Waddle. But I also knew that I got the 2 times multiplier with him because of rookie and a parallel. 4 receptions, 61 yards, and a touchdown. He ended up putting up 32 total points. It was a good week for him. And then finally, to round it out, I had another rookie. I put in a little more rookies than you did in my roster. Yep. I had Zach Wilson. It was not a parallel, so it was just straight rookie. So it kept a 1.5 multiplier. But he got a touchdown and 258 yards, so he still put up 28 points. So not quite your Patrick Mahomes level, but he did enough to keep me in the fight. So that way the rest of the guys could do their work. In total, I put up 185 points to your 166, meaning winner of week 1, Heroes Card Challenge. But as we have watched for the last 9 weeks now in the fantasy baseball world, everything spins around on a dime very quickly.
It does.
So don't get too comfortable. We have 17 more weeks of play to go. But man, it's good to win week 1. It always is. My fantasy sports card challenge team did much better than any of my fantasy football teams in the normal fantasy football world did. So I'm hoping to carry that on to week 2 and see if we can put up a second win. But Zach, what are we going to be opening this week?
Well, tonight we're gonna do some hanger packs, or not hanger packs, the fat packs of Donruss Elite. Now, these are 30 cards a piece. They're a little higher end, but they are a set that does hobby is kind of like their thing, but they do the retail as well. So we got some retail stuff for this, and we figured, you know what? Let's throw it in there. Let's see what we get out of this. You know, these are pretty cool cards. They're like I said, they're a little higher end. I'd say they're roughly maybe not quite what Select is, but they're right there knocking on the door to Select and Prism. So
yeah, no, Donruss Elite's actually one of my personal favorites across all the platforms. I'm really excited. I have some Donruss Elite that I'm going to be opening up when we start doing this Dak Zeke challenge in a couple weeks over on Heroes Card Challenge from 2016. And I'm super excited about it just because Donruss Elite, one of the slicker looking cards. I know Prism, we always rave about how Prism is. I would say right beside Prism, I'd put Donruss Elite for just like the cool factor of what the base cards look like.
Right.
Donruss Elite is also the first pack that comes out each year that has the chance for rookies in their new uniforms. It's only in the pen pals. So because Donruss Elite still comes out before the preseason really starts, so it's only going to be like profile pictures of them, but it still does have that reputation of being the first possibility of getting a guy inside their rookie uniform. So if you can wind up getting that Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson tonight, you could wind up having a cool auto. I don't know what the odds are of getting an auto in the fat pack, but
I'm not sure.
It's possible, right? Everything's possible.
Right. It is possible. I'm not sure what the odds are on these. I would imagine it's fairly low, just because it is an auto in a fat pack. But hey, we've seen right on your channel, on my channel, on this channel, we've seen autographs come out of these fat packs. So it's not something to sleep on. It is something that is possible. It's just a lower chance than, say, a blaster or even a mega box, or I know a lot of mega boxes actually not guarantee, but pretty much guarantee that you're going to get an auto in it. So it's not out of the question, but it's also not something to count on. That way when you do get it, it's awesome.
I know you're absolutely right. It's one of those things, like it's the kind of the gift that gives when it pops out, but it's not something that we can be overly expectant of. But with that said, we have our 2 Donruss Elite fat packs up here. Got them looking nice and fancy on the stands, but we'll move those stands out of the way and we'll go straight to them. And it does say that they have some exclusive pink parallels that are exclusive to the fat pack. And since I have not actually had the chance to open a fat pack yet, I have opened the Donruss Elite hobby box over on Heroes Card Challenge, but I've not opened these ones here, so I've not seen what these pink parallels look like. So that'll be a cool one to see in this pack here.
Yeah, pink parallels are always really cool. I mean, the pink color on the cards, it's a sharp looking color on a card. So
absolutely. And like I pointed out, nice, shiny, beautiful looking cards. Like I really like the slick look of the Donruss Elite. It's one of my personal favorites.
Yes.
And we're starting right off with Brandon Cooks. We got ourselves a Nick Bosa. If only we were using defensive players. That's a beautiful
right
there. And here we go.
Ooh.
All right. We already got the Patrick Mahomes. There's a pretty fair chance that he might wind up making the lineup this week. Just throwing that out there.
It's hard to pass on him. It is.
And then we got one of our legends in this series. We got Joe Montana.
That's a sharp looking card.
Absolutely. All right. He had a tough week last week, but we know he bounces back right away. This is Aaron Rodgers.
And you know what? Coming off a bad week like that might not be a bad play.
All right, we got a Jamal Adams, another good defensive player.
Heck yeah.
Followed by Nick Chubb. What a beast that guy is. All right, we're going to have some, already looking like we're going to have some choices to go from this week.
Oh, yeah.
We're only in the first, about 10 cards of the first pack.
Hey, there's a guy.
Honestly, one of the true, I think, breakouts this year, especially now that Tyreek Cohen and his injury for the first half of the season, that's going to give Montgomery really a good chance to show off his number one talents right here off the beginning of the season.
Right. And he had a pretty solid, I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but I watched the game and I thought he played good. So his stats had to be pretty decent.
Yeah, he was definitely a top 10 guy in his first week. So it was a great one. We did have a Keenan Allen there, followed by Kyler Murray. So we got all the big quarterbacks to choose from this week. So might have to be thinking about some matchups for going into this week.
Yeah. Hey, you're going to have a tough choice there, quarterback.
Let's go with another legend in Randy Moss.
That's a nice card. I love Randy Moss.
Absolutely.
That was one of my favorite players to watch ever. Like,
he's one of the very best, the most talented at his position, that's for sure. Next up, we got Ryan Tannehill.
That guy's beat up after this week.
Yes. Then we got Deandre Swift.
Nice. That's a good player. Rookie.
Absolutely. Then we got a Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, here we go. Is this our pink parallel?
Ooh.
Oh, we didn't.
No way.
Parallel. We got a pink Russell Wilson parallel.
Dang.
Oh, that just made this a lot harder because now I have to decide between Patrick Mahomes. We got Kyler Murray, but they're both base. Russell Wilson with the 1.5 multiplier. That might just like top the cake right there.
I think that would be my choice right there.
It's gonna be definitely a one to consider. Do you
right.
see that right there? We see a rookie parallel coming up. Who's it going to be?
Is it?
Who's it gonna be? Oh, we got Nico Collins.
Ooh, that's
Okay,
not
okay.
bad.
And like I mentioned, so I did mention that rookies in the uniform the first time, it's only for that pen pal set. For everything else, they're still going to be in their college uniforms because
Right.
the games hadn't started yet at this point in time. All right, now we have a parallel of a insert, and that's going to be Aaron Donald in a Star Stratus parallel. That is a cool looking card right there.
That is an awesome card.
What a beastie card.
And I mean, the best defensive player in the league. I'm a Von Miller fan, and I'll give it to him. I mean, Von Miller, he's not quite what he was, but man, This guy is just, how many years now has this guy just been totally dominant?
And in week one, like I was watching his game in week one, and they tried so hard to like double and triple team him.
Right.
He sets all his other guys up for such great weeks. And then he still winds up making a chance, getting himself a sack in by the end of the game every time.
I know. And I remember like the broadcasters talking about like, oh, you know, you look at the stat line and it's not impressive, but his what he does for the team is impressive. And then right after that, he ends up getting a sack. Like, whoa, he got the sack anyway. And it's like, man, leave it to Aaron Donald, you know, like
absolutely. Don't challenge him and what his personal abilities are. We got a Saquon Barkley there. That's a really nice card.
This is a nice card. That's sharp.
Add on to our defense with Jalen Ramsey.
Dang.
And then we got AJ Brown.
It's a good receiver.
Great wide receiver that is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, another legend. And Barry Sanders. Possibly one of the very best running backs to ever do it.
Yeah, if I had to pick one, it would be him.
He would be at the top of the list for sure.
Yep.
We got ourselves a Jalen Hurts. Great week one.
Nice.
He came out really flying.
Yes, he did. He looked like he was ready to take that starting spot. He's not going to look back, I don't think. He's a good quarterback.
Most definitely. Got DJ Chark.
I think that guy's going to have a good year.
I think so too. So this guy, great week one. Rob Gronkowski. We'll see how age does him throughout the whole season, but he definitely came out really strong.
I think it's more about the his body than age, really, because he's really not that old.
Right.
He's beat up. He
plays a really physical game, and that's what it cost. A good Tua Tagovailoa.
There we go.
Luke Kuechly, what a beast that guy is. He's also someone that kind of struggles with the injury bug, but man, is he good. And then
he retired early, but he's a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
He's one of the best linebackers we've seen.
And we finished that first pack off with a Drew Brees.
Very nice. Another legend.
Absolutely. And then here we go. We got one more pack to go. See if 30 more cards, 30 more chances to do something sick and insane. We still don't have a tight end. So that could be a bit of a well, actually, no. Rob Gronkowski at the very least. We do have so we do have a tight end. It's always got to be a worry at this point with making sure we get somebody that we can play.
Right. Look at that. You're starting off with the very same card.
Brandon Cooks. We got Nick Bosa. Oh, okay. Well, we might have somehow pulled the exact same fat pack twice over again.
That would be
Mahomes. Cool. We got Joe Montana.
What? No way.
This is getting a little bit odd.
No.
Oh, okay. Here we go. We finally 10 cards in. We got ourselves someone new. We got Kelvin Ridley.
And a great player, too.
Great player. And there we go. That's a good one. Ooh. Dalvin Cook.
Right. All right.
So, man, I'm glad we got some. Oh, and there's a Derrick Henry. Look at that back-to-back big time.
Number 1 and number 2.
Then we got Jared Goff.
All right.
Well, that's interesting. So they actually managed to get Jared Goff in his Detroit Lions uniform already.
Yeah.
Interesting, especially since they don't have the rookies yet. That's an interesting. Okay, there we go.
Wow.
You can lock in my tight end probably right there because there's only one tight end that's really two tight ends that go above him, and so unless we get a Darren Waller or Travis Kelce, I think George Kittle is very good. very good play at tight end.
That's a nice looking card.
Got a beautiful Joe Burrow, followed by another tight end. We got some tight ends to work with.
Hey, all right.
Mike Gesicki.
He didn't do much week 1, but he's a good tight end. He's a good tight end. I think he'll bounce around. He'll bounce back.
We got ourselves, I think it's a pink parallel.
Ooh, wow.
Whoa. We got a pink paralleled Tom Brady. I think that one does a nice little boom.
That's a nice card.
Wow. There we go. I've never had a parallel Tom Brady before, so that's a pretty cool one to add to this collection.
Man, this is going to be a really tough week. Holy. And look at that.
Ooh. This one's going to be hard. Rookie, parallel, Trey Sermon, and as we just found out this week, Mostert is gone for the season.
Yeah.
It's not for sure if Trey Sermon's going to be the starter or not, but he did play a decent amount week 1. He's going to have to be someone to consider. It's going to be tough because we do have those 2 bases in Derrick Henry. We have the base of Saquon. There's a lot of good base cards, but 2 times multiplier. It's going to be tough to pass up.
That's wow. And what a prime opportunity for him too, with the injury. I mean, you don't want to see anyone get hurt, but for him, I mean, it couldn't have worked out better.
Absolutely.
He's going to get that opportunity right away to come in and just take that spot from him,
Yeah, exactly. We got a dual threats, Washington Redskins, and it is Logan Thomas, another great tight end. And this is a pink parallel. And the dual threats means that there's going to be something sneaking around on the backside here too. Isn't it? Oh, no. Oh, okay. Never mind.
He's a dual threat.
He's the dual threat. I was mixing that up with baseball. We had the dual threat where it was the dual-sided card. But no, they're giving him dual threat because he can technically throw the football as well. I don't think I've ever actually seen him throw a football.
He played quarterback in college, though, I believe.
Yep, he did.
Yep.
It was funny. I was looking up, doing some research for some other videos that were working on Heroes Card Challenge, and I saw that he was actually drafted as a quarterback.
Oh, really?
They made the swap. So, or at least that's what that's what he was on the draft. And they might have already planned to make him a tight end, but they drafted him still technically qualified as one.
Okay.
We got another Saquon Barkley. We're going back to this mimicking the other one, AJ Brown. Man. We got a Barry Sanders. There's another Tom Brady. I think we'll take the parallel Tom Brady over that Tom Brady though.
That's cool though that you got him in the Patriot jersey as well. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. And then we got a Joe Mixon.
He had a good week 1.
Absolutely. Got Jalen Hurts. Got another DJ Chark. We got another Gronk. Another Locke. Another Tua. Another Kuechly. And another Breeze. So, all right, there's a lot of commonality there. But the biggest thing is some of those pink parallels at the end there. I'm going to have some really tough decisions to now make going on to my week.
All right, man. That was some good polls. That's going to be tough to build a team out of. Or not build a team out of. Tough choices to make to build a team out of.
It is. I am now curious to see if the disparity in the cards is a singular, like just I got 2 random weird packs that were very similar, or if it's going to be across the board, like yours are going to be similar as well. I don't know. I've never, like I've said, this is the first time I've ever opened up the hanger packs. I mean, it was really good players, so I'm not complaining at all.
Right.
A lot less, not as much rookie flavor in those though.
Yeah. Yeah, not very many. What, 4?
I think the total of 3 rookies actually is all.
Which is kind of odd, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is,
Absolutely.
All right, we're gonna start on top with Chase Young.
Great defensive player.
Too bad we don't use defensive players.
Right?
Matt Ryan, that's a good quarterback right
Absolutely.
there. Then we got Justin Jefferson.
One of the top 3 or 4 running wide receivers in the entire league.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully he has a good week this week because he's probably going to at least be considered, highly considered.
I look at Justin Jefferson. He's like, it's interesting on that team because there's obviously Thielen there as well. And I would say Thielen has the higher floor, but Jefferson possibly has the highest ceiling out of anyone him and Tyreek Hill have the 2 highest ceilings in the entire league just because of their ability levels.
Right. He's such a gifted player. I mean, just crazy good.
And Kirk Cousins gets so underrated for the fact that, like, now that he has those weapons, he looks really good because he's nothing. He might not be anything spectacular, but he knows how to put a ball on the spot. And all you need with Jefferson is to put the ball on the spot 50 yards in front of him and let him run after it.
So, right. Now, this is kind of a cool poll. I was going to move on, but I wanted to throw this out. Fitzpatrick did get hurt.
And he's
out for several weeks. So Heineke is going to be the starter there. That's a pretty ironic poll there. You know.
It is. I something tells me that you'll probably pull a quarterback that goes a little bit higher than Heineke, but it is definitely a starting quarterback now due to the situation.
Right. So there's Brandon Cooks, another good receiver. Got Nick Bosa. We got, right behind him, his brother, Joey Bosa.
Absolutely. That's a cool little back-to-back.
It is cool to get the 2 brothers, and that's pretty cool. All right, here we go. We got Kelvin Ridley. So depending on what you play, this guy's definitely going to be an option.
Absolutely.
Ooh, we got Dalvin Cook too.
Nice.
This is going to be tough. There's a lot of big names coming out right now.
Absolutely.
Eric Henry, look at that.
What a back-to-back.
Then Jared Goff. And again, really cool that they got him in the Lions jersey on that one. That one's cool. Ooh, George Kittle. Man, we're going to have some doubles up here. Doubling up. Joe Burrow. Now, personally, I am definitely considering this guy a quarterback. He's a really good player.
Indeed.
All right, here we go. We got our first pink, and it is ooh.
The guy that helped me win it last week.
That is super cool how that pink and red go together.
That is probably one of the better teams to have in the pink parallel.
Right. All right, right behind that's another pink. No, I don't think
is that a rookie?
That is pink. That is a rookie, and that is Rashad Weaver.
Okay.
All right, that's a good one right there. And behind that is another pink. This is George Kittle in the star status. Ooh.
That one hurts a little bit. Because I feel like that one is an easy play and an easy good play too.
And that is such a sharp card. Wow.
Beautiful card.
Wow. All right, let's get back to it. We are going to have Daniel Jones behind that. And I just noticed that card is it's textured.
Yes, it was.
It's cool. I like that. All right, Daniel Jones. We got the base DeAndre Hopkins.
You should stick with that one, man.
Right? Now that is a cool card. Matthew Stafford in his Rams jersey. Man,
had a great week 1 with them.
I really like Stafford. I always have, and I'm so glad he's finally on a good team. Like, there we go. Tom Brady.
Nice.
And my boy. Oh, man. Von Miller. He got to 100 career sacks last week.
That's awesome.
So happy for him. That is my favorite player of all time right there.
I don't blame you.
Next is Julian Edelman.
Okay.
And we've got DJ Moore. That's a good receiver.
What a solid receiver.
And then we got an upside down. This is the base card of Aaron Donald. That's a nice one. Behind that is Devin White. We're pulling a lot of defensive players, but they're all big name defensive players.
The defensive players in the league.
Right. Behind that, ooh.
I know how much that one means to you.
Ooh, what are the odds that I got the Bronco pack? Man, that's super cool.
That is super awesome, man.
That's a beautiful card. John Elway, one of the best ever. I mean, just great. Then we got Stephon Gilmore, another great defensive player. Juju. Got Juju
Very nice.
Smith-Schuster. That's a nice looking card. That yellow is really cool in there.
It is.
And then Dak.
Oh, I love that card.
Dak Prescott. That is a nice looking card too. Wow.
It is very nice.
And then the last one. Oh, wow.
Wow. Just add another legend onto the stack.
Wow. Look at that. Dan Marino. Super sharp card. Wow.
Beautiful card.
All right. I'm impressed. These are some.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, and I was telling you how much Donruss Elite is one of my favorites, and I think you're going to be very impressed with the look of these cards because you always tell me the ones that you like, and I'm like, I think this one might just top it.
Right. No, these are definitely really impressive. I'm going to have to look for more of these because these are awesome. I'd like to get maybe a hobby or mega, see what I can get my hands on because these are cool cards.
Yeah, it was the hobby on this one here was one of my favorites. If you haven't already, everybody, last day, the end of this week, we are finally doing the giveaway. That was the giveaway from opening up that Donruss Elite over on Heroes Card Challenge. So hop over there and check that out because it's gonna be a good giveaway. But even more impressive than the giveaway was how awesome that box really was.
Right. That was an awesome video. I enjoyed that one, man.
I appreciate it.
All right, here we go.
Ooh,
nice. That's a good start right there. Tyreek Hill. And then
we're going to be doing a lot of, I think this week's going to include a lot of coin flipping on who gets what.
Yeah, it is. All right, we got Chase Young. We got Matt Ryan. We got Justin Jefferson. We got Taylor Heineke. Weird. We got Brandon Cooks. Really weird. All right. Nick Bosa, all right.
Was it Joey? Joey? We got Joey?
Joey is upside down. It's not. It's
Khalil Mack.
All right. That's pretty cool right there. Khalil Mack is a great player.
Absolutely.
But look what's behind him. No way. Oh, this is. I love how
they slid the Khalil Mack and then just throw us off for a second.
Yeah. All right. Kelvin Ridley again. Dalvin Cook.
Derrick Henry.
Yep. How did you know?
Starting to see a pattern here with these.
Yeah. All right. Behind him, Jared Goff. Wow.
Okay. Where it really matters. I mean, at the end of the day, let's see what these pinks look like.
This is crazy. This is where it's going to matter. We got George Kittle again. Now here's the first pink. And it looks like it's upside down. This is going to be Larry Fitz.
Nice.
What a legend. Wow.
You know, one interesting note about these packages, just because we do buy our stuff from two different parts of the country because we don't live anywhere near each other. But I do find it interesting that both of our packs are very mimicked from like our own other packs where they're located. So that's an interesting, just however they're cutting those sets and they're organizing them, the packs are matching up and shipping out together rather than I would have almost kind of seen more like, well, one of mine and one of yours is close and then the other one's close. It's interesting how it's all going out.
It's kind of odd. Maybe break them up a little better.
Yep. I'll be curious.
Throwing that out there.
We're going to be putting some blaster boxes on in the future from Donruss Elite. I'll be curious to see how those are similarly in that way.
Yep. All right. Next one is another pink. Ooh. Elijah Moore.
He's quickly going to be getting some decent playing time with the situation there in New York too.
Yes, that's a good one. That's got to be considered right there. All right, next is. Ooh.
And it's a spellbound.
That is a spellbound Pat Mahomes the second. Wow.
Now, out of curiosity, I don't know because I know so I found a couple spellbound in the hobbies and they were numbered. Is that one a numbered spellbound or is it because it's pink? It's not.
It is. I don't think it is. Nope.
Okay.
I don't see a number on it, but
no, but it's still. Oh man, that is a beautiful card.
You know what? That is wow. I'm gonna throw that up real quick. That is a crazy looking card. And Spellbound is kind of one of the higher end inserts in these, isn't it?
It is. And so I wound up in my hobby box, we got hit a couple numbered Peyton Manning spellbounds, and it's absolutely gorgeous cards. But I do like, I mean, the spellbounds, it's fun. One noteworthy thing on the spellbound this year that's actually was a change from previous years, if you don't know, Zach, is that if you look at his name, it tells you what letter in the name he has. And that was actually based off of feedback that came from previous years. So some players, it's not a big deal because, like, even in your boy there, like Patrick Mahomes, he has some letters that only show up once. Like if it's an H, you know which one it's where it's at.
Right.
But when you have an M, well, he has two M's in his name. So which one do you have? It actually now tells you because they put an underline on the letter that it's coming from. So that's the second M in his name. So
wow.
Cool. Just a little side note on that.
That is awesome. Wow.
Now you got to collect the rest of them.
Right. Yeah. Got to go for it now. Can't start and not finish. Come on.
It's pretty cool if you ever actually see Donruss in like a lot of like card shops and whatnot that they have collected all of them. Like I've seen one of the coolest ones I've seen is actually in a place they had all numbered versions of the Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they spelled it out across their entire shop wall.
Really?
And now it wasn't all the same numbered in style, but they were all numbered cards across his name. It was pretty cool looking.
That's pretty impressive because that is a long name.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Next is Big Ben, who might have a pretty good year, man. He might.
At least for the first 8 weeks.
Right. Next is, it's upside down, but that is Daniel Jones. I got excited. Sorry. Next is another DeAndre Hopkins in the base.
Okay.
And then we've got Matthew Stafford in the base. Very nice.
Getting back on a trend here.
Next, Tom Brady.
Okay.
Next is Von Miller. All right. I'm not going to complain about that. Next, Julian Edelman. So we're getting back to our doubling up here.
Indeed.
Then we've got Aaron Donald. Another doubled up. And then Devin White. All right.
Now we got the defensive run going.
Yep. Next is John Elway. Wow. Okay. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yep. Stephon Gilmore. Juju Smith-Schuster.
Do we have a Marino?
Prescott.
And a Dan Marino?
Nope.
Oh, they gave you that.
The kid reporter for the Super Bowl. What is that? 56, right?
Absolutely. That might be a good one for the little one over there.
Yeah. Izzy might enjoy that one.
Absolutely. All right, man. I think we got some good choices to have to decide on, some things to think about, and we'll give it a second to figure out what we come up with and then join us back on here.
All right, man. You feeling good over there? You think you got a team put together? Or?
I got a team put together.
Yeah.
Based off of watching you pull those cards, I'm not feeling overly optimistic, but there's always, it only takes 1 week to get things right.
Right. This was weird because we had so many doubles. Like,
yep.
Very odd. I don't know. Let's see what you got. Let's see your team.
All right, here we go. So we had a couple decisions to make this week. The biggest decision was really the quarterback. I did have Tom Brady, and I decided not to play a pink parallel Tom Brady. I decided not to play a 2 times multiplier Trey Sermon just because I really wanted to play this one.
Right.
This one seems like one of the potential best chances for a really high-end week with the 2 times multiplier, but he didn't even get a play last week. He was scratched, and I don't know what the Niners' plan to go forward is with Mostert out.
Right.
I left David Montgomery, Saquon Barkley both off. Tough running backs to leave off.
Yeah.
And then I left off the pink parallel Logan Thomas just because I think I have a base tight end that might do a little bit better. So what did we come up with for the actual team? Let's go ahead and get some stands out here to make this beautiful arrangement look nice out here on the table. And we're starting off with, we got a pink paralleled Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson has a chance to do better this week than Tom Brady. So that's why I went with Russell Wilson on that one there.
Well, and after the week he had week 1, I mean,
absolutely,
that's a tough pass. So I'm not surprised you went there.
And then next up, we're going with Joe Mixon. Great running back, playing with Cincinnati, and they have a pretty favorable matchup this weekend. So I like that.
And a great player.
We're going with the matchup, and it's Nick Chubb.
Ooh, right.
Cleveland, once again, it's going to be an interesting matchup. So I could wind up having a game with a lot of points coming out of it.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get defensive. We don't need defense in that game. Next up, we're going to go with Keenan Allen at wide receiver. Nice. So this was a tough choice. This was actually it came down to, do I want a third running back or a third wide receiver? And you're going to see here in a second that I went with the third wide receiver over the Trace Sermon. So next, Kelvin Ridley. He had a tough week 1, but I'm going to trust in him to come back in week 2 and give us that performance that made him a top fantasy pick this year in most leagues.
Well, and with Julio being gone, he's the number 1 now. So it might be a little bit of an adjustment for him, but he's capable of it, man. He's totally capable.
Most definitely. Completely agree. Next up, we're going to hope that Rob Gronkowski does the same thing he did last week. Just a couple more touchdowns, a couple more 10, 15 receptions would be nice. And we're going to have to make up some points because this is not a pink parallel. So, and I know that you might be pulling off some pink parallels all over the place. I only got 1. So we've got some work to do. Flex, though. We are playing 3 number 1 wide receivers this week. At the wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, and the flex, 2 running back 1s at the running backs. Like everyone on my team is the best at one of the best at their positions.
Right.
So
right.
I can't ask for a much better team on paper. We'll see how it turns out, though.
That's a tough team, man. That's, even without the parallels, that's a lot of high caliber players,
Absolutely. But I know from when you were pulling your cards that you got a lot of power in your team as well.
Yeah. So I'll start off with, there's only a couple guys to consider. Ridley, I did consider him. I'm going to pass on him. I'm pretty confident in passing on him. The same with DJ Moore. I really like DJ Moore. I'm super high on this guy, but I'm going to pass on him this week. The only other guy I really considered was the 2 times multiplier on Elijah Moore, but I just don't feel he's going to get the ball enough to really matter. I think they're going to kind of work him in. He will, by the end of the year, I think, be getting enough touches, but just not right away in the season. So where we're going to go is I will actually start with my running backs. Now, I only pulled 2 running backs, so I didn't really have any options at this position, but I can't complain with Dalvin Cook and Derrick Henry.
Pretty much numbers 1A and 1B in the league.
Exactly.
Right behind McCaffrey. So not a bad option.
Exactly. So it's like I can't really complain there, but I did not have any other options. So kind of worked out for me.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to go with them. Next is going to actually be my flex guy. And I'm going Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I personally think Justin Jefferson is a top 5 receiver in the league already. Now, he was a rookie last year, so that's pretty impressive. But I think he's going to keep that going. He is such a gifted player, super talented, and I mean, he broke pretty much every rookie receiving record last year, and I think he's going to keep it going. I don't think he had like the best week 1 this year, but he still put up stats, and I think he's going to he's going to have a great week 2.
Absolutely.
Next is going to be Tyreek Hill. Now, Tyreek Hill, I mean, what What more
You
can I
don't
say?
have to say anything else.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill. On to the next one. On to the next one. This one was not a hard choice. This is DeAndre Hopkins in a pink parallel. This is going to be a 1.5 times. And after the week 1 that he had, there was no way I was passing on this card.
Yeah, he pretty much brought the funny thing is your wide receiver core this week was the champions wide receiver core last week, which was mine.
Right, exactly. I basically just, hey, give that over.
Yep.
So this was not even, there was nothing to consider here. Now, next, same thing. There was no consideration. There was no, first of all, it was the only tight end I got. But can I complain?
Not a bad one to get if it's going to be the only one. That's for sure.
Right. Now it's an insert, so that doesn't count for anything extra, but it is a pink parallel of an insert. So that gives it the 1.5 times. Absolutely. But it's George Kittle, man. How do you pass on that?
Star player and a beautiful card.
Right. And then last but not least, I think everyone knows where I'm going with quarterback here. I'm going with the pink parallel spellbound Pat Mahomes. Now, this means that I'm starting Pat Mahomes 2 weeks in a row.
Yep, and he was definitely last week's number 1 scoring player. So,
right.
And 1B on the top scoring player is also on your team with Tyreek Hill. So that's just a little bit of worrisome right there.
Right. Very, very. I think this is a very solid team. Now, it is kind of crazy that I have 2 Chiefs and 2 Vikings. So I'm really banking on those 2 teams doing really good. Now, the Vikings did not, they had a kind of a rough week 1, but I don't even want to say that because the Bengals looked really good. And I honestly think the Bengals are a really good team. So I think they're going to bounce back. They're going to have a good week 2. And I think this could be a really good team. Hold up.
All right, man. Well, it's going to be a hell of a matchup this week. I obviously have some work to do, having to make up for the fact that I am 2 parallels behind, but everyone on both of our teams are all top 5 guys at their position. So it's going to be a high scoring week once again.
Yes, I think this is going to be a really high scoring week. And like you said, these are big time household names. These are, everybody knows every one of these guys. So this will be a really exciting week to watch, to see how these guys do. Who's going to be that player between our 2 teams that is going to end up being, the disappointment of the week, or who's going to be the guy that, stood above and beyond all these big time names. There's a lot of potential here within these 2 rosters. So
absolutely, it's gonna be fun to see, and we'll be waiting until next week to find out who it is. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, so that way you're going to see who wins next week. Also, you want to see in between now and then who wins this week's fantasy baseball challenge. It is a grind, and it is a grueling fight that we've been having back and forth. We're back even again on that one there with only 3 weeks to go. So it's coming down to the nitty gritty on the baseball challenge to see who winds up being season 1 champion, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. And then we'll have to, as we go, we'll discuss, some players that have stood out throughout the season. We've got some other challenges going on within that. We'll touch base on those. Again, check out the other pages too. Check out Heroes Card Challenges. Great content coming out there. Nelson Cards and Collectibles. We're actually slacking a little. We got to get some more videos out, but I do have a couple coming down. So, check those out. Check out some of the older videos, kind of see where we started and where we're at, and a lot of good stuff coming up. Football season.
I can't wait to see. I know over on Nelson's Cards and Collectible this coming week, we're going to be seeing that awesome video of you opening up a Panini Prism hobby box. Yep. That you're going to be trying to pull a card that beats. Mine's already out there, so everyone already knows that the card to beat was an epic Justin Fields autoed parallel card. So that was the challenge that we had. Who's going to pull the best card? Mine has already been opened up. You saw it. You see what the laydown is. Good luck on trying to beat that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a super tough card to beat. So you're not going to want to miss that because, hey, if that thing gets beat, it's going to be something really impressive. That is going to take a lot to beat a redemption Justin Herbert blue parallel. Like, man, what a great card. I'm so excited to see it when it gets here. Like, oh, man.
Absolutely. And I also would like to just throw out there a little more shade on you is the fact that while we opened that box, we also got our first of the all NFL team from last year. We picked up the number Tyreek. So now you are also having to catch up a little bit on that one. So good luck, man.
Yeah.
All the best.
I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need the luck. So thank you. I'll take it, and hopefully it helps me out. All right.
All right, man. Well, good luck this week. We'll see how it all goes. And everyone subscribe, and we'll see you back again very soon.
Yep. Good luck to you, man.